बैक टू माय चैनल। तो जी मैं इस टाइम पे सर्बिया में हूँ, सर्बिया के मेन शहर बेलग्रेड में हूँ और आज आपको इस शहर की सैर कराने जा रहा हूँ, आपको फेमस प्लेसेस का विज़िट कराने जा रहा हूँ और बहुत कुछ सर्बिया के बारे में बताने जा रहा हूँ। अगर अभी तक आपने भाई के चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो यूट्यूब पे फ़ौरन मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लें, इमरान ट्रैवलिंग ब्लॉग। और सोशल मीडिया में भी आप मुझे फॉलो कर सकते हैं, जिसमें इंस्टा, टिकटॉक, फेसबुक, यहाँ भी आप मुझे फॉलो कर सकते हैं। और आज बात करेंगे जी सर्बिया के बारे में। सर्बिया एक यूरोपियन कंट्री है और इसका आज आपको टूर कराएंगे, सैर कराएंगे और साथ साथ आपको काफ़ी बातें जो है वो भी बताएंगे। तो सबसे पहले मैं आपको यहाँ पे इनकी पुरानी बसें दिखाने जा रहा हूँ, जो कि हैं तो पुरानी और चल रही हैं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे। ठीक है जी, तो ये देखें, सबसे पहले बैक कैमरे से दिखाता हूँ आपको। ये जो सामने बसेस आप देख रहे हैं रेड वाली दोस्तों, ठीक है जी, ये चल रही हैं इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे। पुरानी बसें हैं, देखने से भी आपको अंदाज़ा हो रहा है काफ़ी पुरानी है, ठीक है, बट अच्छी लग रही हैं, ठीक है। इसके साथ साथ नई बसेस भी हैं जो वो उस साइड पे चल रही हैं, एक साइड ये जा रही है, ठीक है जी। ये देखें, ये बसेस भी हैं जो विदाउट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चल रही हैं फ़िलहाल, ठीक है जी। चलते हैं, आ जाए। अच्छा दोस्तों, तो मैं अभी बाहर आ गया हूँ। ये बेसिकली नेशनल म्यूज़ियम है। आज संडे है तो बेसिकली टिकट इसका फ्री था, आज विजिटर के लिए ओपन था। सो मैं गया हूँ, थोड़ा एक दो फ्लोर देखे हैं। एक्चुअल वीडियो बनाने का अलाउ नहीं था, तो कह रहे थे फ़ोटो आप ले सकते हो, वीडियो नहीं बना सकते। तो कुछ मैंने फ़ोटोज़ बनाई हैं, कुछ मैंने शॉट लिए हैं, आपको शेयर करूँगा। बाकी अभी आगे चलते हैं क्योंकि बहुत कुछ अभी देखने वाला है। बाय द वे, ये चर्च आप चेक करें, सेंट मार्क चर्च है ये, बहुत प्यारी बिल्डिंग है बनी हुई। अभी अंदर जाता हूँ। गुरु वॉक मिल गए हैं मुझे इनको। एक्चुअली मैं वो चर्च के बाहर ही खड़ा था, तो ये खुद ही 3-4 बंदों का टूर लेके उधर आ गए। मैंने इनको मैसेज किया था कि यार मैं पहुंच गया हूँ, 10-15 मिनट लेट हुआ हूँ। इसका थैंक यू कि ये वापस आया, मुझे इसने ले लिया है, ठीक है। तो अभी तो 4-5 लोग ही, ज़्यादा नहीं है, बट ऐसा टूर अभी स्टार्ट हुआ है, 2-2.5 घंटे का है। लेट्स सी, देखते हैं। ज़्यादातर ये इंग्लिश में ही बात करेंगे, तो इसमें 2 टूर थे, एक स्पेनिश था, एक इंग्लिश था, तो मैंने इंग्लिश वाला चूज़ किया है। सो अभी देखते हैं, बात करते हैं, साथ साथ आपको गाइड करते हैं। आज
This is the parliament of Serbia, beautiful building, but the guys inside are not so beautiful. Like most of them are thieves, very big thieves. I told you that Turks, I didn't tell you, but I told them that Turks were here for more than 350 years, and during that time there were like more than 300 mosques in Belgrade. And when the liberators liberated Belgrade, they destroyed all mosques, and there is only one right now in Belgrade. And here was the biggest mosque, not just in Belgrade, but in this part of the Europe, which name was Buttle Mask. Huge, huge, huge mosque. I told you what's happened with the mosques in Belgrade. In 1907, they started to build this building, Parliament. In 1937, they finished it. So this was the Parliament of Kingdom of Yugoslavia, of Socialist Federative Republic of Yugoslavia, of Serbia and Montenegro, and now it's Parliament of Serbia. Later, I'm going to tell you more about all these countries, don't worry. Also, many people are asking me, what do these horses mean? And these guys, author of this sculpture, Toma Rosandic, he said that it means nothing special, that you can understand however you want. He didn't want to explain. He just said, okay, I made it, you can understand however you want, guys. It's just my expression as an author. Also, this place where we are now, this is a meeting point number 1 when we are protesting. So every time, almost every time when we are protesting, here is a meeting point. And there is one thing that we like to do here in Serbia. We like to celebrate the victories of our sportsmen. You probably know that we have a really good sportsman, like the best basketball player in the world is from Serbia, Nikola Jokic. Best tennis player in the world, Novak Djokovic, is from Serbia. So, for example, when Novak won his first Wimbledon 15 years ago, here was a huge celebration. So we welcome Novak here in this place, and there were a lot of people here. So every time when we are celebrating the victories of our sportsmen, every time when we want to welcome them, so it's here in front of the Parliament of Serbia, or over there in front of Parliament of Belgrade, the building that you're going to see soon. So yeah, we can continue. I didn't tell you one very important thing. Belgrade is a very safe city, so there are not dangerous zones or something like that. Feel free to go anywhere. I'm living here 32 years. Nobody ever robbed me, and I don't know anyone who was robbed here. Okay, of course, in every place in this world someone can rob you, but the chances that that's going to happen in Belgrade are very, very, very low. But if you want to provoke a Serbian guy, if you're looking for conflicts, I'm going to help you how you can do that, how you can find the trouble in Belgrade, in Serbia. So we have to say 3 things if you want to provoke Serbs. First thing that you have to say, Kosovo is not Serbia.
Yeah.
Second thing, Novak Djokovic is not the best in the world. Remember, Novak is like a god here. And number 3, if you want to provoke a Serbian guy, if you're looking for a conflict, you have to say that Nikola Tesla was a Croat, that he was not a Serbian guy.
Really?
Yeah, with these 3 sentences, Belgrade is not safe anymore.
Okay.
Remember, please. On the left side, you can see the Parliament of Belgrade. I told you Belgrade has a little bit more than 2 million people, and Serbia has a little bit more than 6.5, which means that almost 30% of all people in Serbia are concentrated here in Belgrade. Belgrade was the capital of Yugoslavia, was capital of all countries that existed here. So we can say that Belgrade is like the center of this part of Europe. This is a historical museum of Serbia, very good museum. My recommendation. This is Gračanica Church. No, on Kosovo, you can see it's absolutely the same as a St. Mark Church.
Yeah, same.
So it's a copy. It's a copy of that church.
Okay.
Gračanica is very old. It's like 800 years old. And when they built St. Mark's Church, this was a model for that church.
How old this building?
Sorry?
How old this building?
This is the building from the beginning of the 20th century. You're going to see here in Belgrade is like a mix. You can see like a brutalism, which was a style which was typical for the communists. You can see a German style, you can see a Hungarian style, you can see a Turkish style. Belgrade is like, in Serbia, it's like a mix of everything.
वहाँ तीसरा चौथा पॉइंट है, ये यहाँ लेके आए हैं
Okay,
अभी।
guys, this is our new stop. This is our new stop. This is Republic Square. So this is the center of the city. So first of all, I have to explain you who was this guy, why he has a statue here, and why he was so important for our history. So in 1521, Turks occupied Belgrade, and in 1867, this guy on the horse liberated 5 cities in Serbia and Belgrade. But Belgrade was the most important because it was a capital city, biggest city, and strategically most important because there are 2 rivers in Belgrade. So this statue is here since from the year of 1882. The name of this guy was Knez Mihailo, the liberator of Belgrade. So we can translate his name and his title like a Prince Michael, because Knez is like a title, like a prince, and Mihailo, it's, let's say, our version of name Michael. But we are going to call him Knez Mihailo on our way. This statue is here since from the year of 1882. And you can see that he's pointing something with his right hand.
Yeah.
He's pointing to the south. Why to the south? Because south of Serbia in that moment was under Turkish occupation. So he liberated Belgrade and 5 cities in north part and central part of Serbia, and south of Serbia still was under Turkish occupation, and this was like south, it's next that we are going to liberate. This building behind Knez Mihailo, it's a national museum of Serbia, probably one of the best museums that we have in our country. It's very big, and if you like the art and the history, you should come and visit this museum. It's very cheap, it's like €1.50, something like that. Today it's free,
Yes.
you don't have to pay nothing. And you can find not just like the things that Serbian painters did. You can see the acts of Van Gogh, of Rembrandt, of Picasso. Definitely worth of visiting. So National Museum of Serbia. This is a national theater of Serbia. It was founded in 1869, and in the first moment the name of this square was a theater square because of this theater, of course. But when the communists came here, when they took the power in 1945, Josip Broz Tito, who was the leader of the communists, he made a big speech in front of this statue, and since from that moment the name of the square has been changed into the Republic Square. I told you until then was Theater Square, and this is the most popular meeting point in Belgrade. Every day you can find a lot of people that are waiting for someone here. Why? Because when you say to someone, I'm going to wait for you in front on the horse, if that guy is from Belgrade, you can be absolutely sure that he knows where is that place. So meeting point number 1 in Belgrade.
So there is only one horse?
No, there are a lot of horses, but if when you say in front of the horse, people are going to know where is that place. This is the horse that we are always referring to when
Sure.
we say in front of the horse. Always, always, always. And every day you can see people that
People
are
are
waiting for
there,
someone. Yeah. I think that each city in this world has that kind of meeting point that
Yes.
everybody knows
Yeah.
where it is. Now we are going to continue with our tour. Now we are going to go to visit Knez Mihailova street that has the name of this guy, liberator of Belgrade. This is a street number 1 in our city, most popular street. Not just because there are a lot of painters on the street, a lot of musicians, a lot of pubs, a lot of restaurants, a lot of clothing stores. It's the most popular because it's connecting Belgrade with the fortress and with Park Kalemegdan, which are the most popular parts of Belgrade. So we still haven't seen the best of Belgrade.
Sure.
Let's go, guys. So I told you 1521 was the year when the Turks occupied Belgrade, and 1867 year when Knez Mihailo, guy on the horse, liberated our city. In this picture over there, on the left side, you can see the Turks, and on the right side, you can see the Serbs. And you can see that this Turkish guy on the left is giving something to Knez Mikhailo. This Turkish guy was Abdul Aziz. He was the leader of the Turks of that time in Serbia. He's giving a key of Belgrade to Knez Mikhailo. You can see a squirrel? So cute, squirrel. This park is full of squirrels. He's giving a key of Belgrade, and in this place, in this year, 19th of April, 1867, Belgrade became Serbian city, finally, after so many years. And in the same year, Knez Mikhailo decided to build the park around the fortress. The name of the park is the Kale Megdan, which is a Turkish word also, which means Kale, it's like a little mountain, and Megdan, it's like a battlefield, place where you're fighting with your enemy. So this is a very old park, very big park, it's huge. We cannot see everything today, definitely, but I'm going to show you some of the most interesting parts of this zone of the park. I'm going to talk about the history in this park. I'm going to show you the best point of view where two rivers are joining together, Sava and Danube. So this is, for me, this is the best part of Belgrade. Let's continue. So Fortress and Kale Megdan Park. Park number 1 in our city, the biggest one, and for me the most beautiful.
Good.
Let's go. That kind of tour, but
बहुत प्यारा रिवर है यार, व्यू बड़ा प्यारा है। यहाँ से सिटी का व्यू आ रहा है, रिवर का व्यू आ रहा है गाइस।
yeah, we have
Check करो।
Okay guys,
Nice.
this is our new stop. Unfortunately, here in Serbia, we don't have a sea, but we have a lot of rivers. So in Belgrade, we have two huge rivers, Sava and Danube. This is Sava River. Later, I'm going to show you where the Danube is, and I'm going to show you where two rivers are joining together. So this is Sava. I didn't tell you one interesting thing about Belgrade. Belgrade is very popular for nightlife, and 5 years ago Belgrade was proclaimed like the city that has the best nightlife in Europe, like the capital of the parties of Europe. And definitely we really have a good nightlife, and especially nightclubs on the river are very popular in Belgrade. You can see this nightclub over there, white one, which fell down into the water. The name was Freestyler. It was very popular in Belgrade, and during the new year they accept much more people that they can people jump and just nobody died. That's important, but this nightclub does not exist anymore. This is a good question. To be honest, I have no idea. Maybe they want to make, I don't know, nightclub under the water, I don't know. But definitely nightlife in Belgrade is very good, and we have a lot of nightclubs on the river, so that's something very specific for Belgrade. This part of our city that you can see, this is a new Belgrade. On the other side of the river, everything that you can see, it's a new Belgrade.
New Belgrade.
I'm going to explain you why New Belgrade. This part of Belgrade was built by the communists. There was absolutely nothing there before the Second World War. And when the communists took the power here in Serbia, in Yugoslavia, actually in 1945, they started to build this part of Belgrade, New Belgrade. So where we are now, this is Old Belgrade, which belongs to Balkan, and New Belgrade belongs to Central Europe. And there are 5 bridges that are connecting two Belgrades. So New Belgrade, it's like, I don't like New Belgrade so much because it's very flat, and most of the buildings were built in the brutalism style. Like I told you, it's like a style that was typical for the communists. More than 90% of buildings over there are like they're built in the brutalism style. 500,000 of the people are living there, and 1.5 million are living here in Old Belgrade. So this part of our city that you can see over there, this is a Belgrade waterfront, part of the city that Arabs from Dubai built actually 10 years ago. This is like a luxury zone of Belgrade, zone for jet set. Only people who have a lot of money can afford to buy a flat, to buy an apartment there. It's very expensive. It's like a luxury zone of Belgrade, let's say. Belgrade waterfront. This church that you can see is the Saborna Crkva, Saborna Church. It's beautiful as you can see, and it's very old. So before Turks came here, this church existed. Of course, Turks destroyed this church, but we rebuilt it in 19th century. And it's so important for us, not just because it's so beautiful and so old. It's very important because inside of this church is the body of Knez Mikhail, a guy on the horse, liberator of Belgrade. So his body is inside his grave. Yeah.
Okay.
So we can continue. This point of view is nothing special. I'm going to show you a point of view that it's much better, but we have to continue.
Fine.
Many people are asking me too, do we have like beaches in Belgrade? Because we have two big rivers. On the rivers we don't have so many because the quality of water is not really good. But we have one beautiful part of Belgrade which name is Ada Ciganlija. It's like we're calling it Sea of Belgrade because there is like a beautiful lake and around it's like a green zone and it's very, very nice. There are a lot of beaches. And it's the most popular part of Belgrade during the summer. So I wrote down in my list was the name of that part of the city. It's like 15-20 minutes from here with the public bus. So if you want to go there, like it's my recommendation. Go and see. It's really, really nice. I wrote it down Ada Ciganlija. I wrote down and I put like the Sea of Belgrade. So don't worry. It's very, very nice. And I didn't know something about Serbia. What is really important? Yeah, many people are asking me about the economy of Serbia. How is the economy here?
Yeah.
It's getting better, definitely. Still, it's not very good, but it's much better than before. Which is the most important thing for our economy. It's like always was the agriculture, but that's changed in recent years. And in last 5 years, officially, like the most important thing for our economy is the IT sector. You can see this is a Microsoft building over there. You can see Microsoft sign on the top. So we have a lot of investments from EU and from the United States. Why? Of course, because we are cheap workers for them, but the level of English here in Belgrade is good. So old people do not speak English very well, but like people under 40, they do. So that's the reason why we have so many investments, and we have a lot of people with higher education. Leaders of Serbian Communist Party, and they were guys who liberated Belgrade in the Second World War. So in the 17th of April 1941, Nazis occupied Serbia. So we fought against them for 11 days, but we understood that we cannot fight with them anymore because they were much stronger than we were. Especially in the air with their planes. So we capitulate in 17th of April in 1941, and 3 years and a half after that, in 20 October 1944, communists from Yugoslavia together with Red Army from Soviet Union, they together liberated Belgrade. Serbia was the only European country that had a civil war during the Nazi occupation. So Nazis occupied us, and we were like, now is the perfect moment to fight with each other. Crazy, crazy country, just like I told you, very, very crazy country. So there were two sides in the civil war. One side were the communists, and the other side were monarchists. So communists have been supported by Russians, Soviet Union, and the monarchists have been supported by England and the United States. But 4 years after that, in 1945, communists officially won that war. So in that year, 1945, started to exist a new country, which name was Socialist Federative Republic of Yugoslavia. The president was Josip Broz Tito, leader of the Yugoslavian communists. And members of Yugoslavia were Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia, Macedonia, Croatia, and Slovenia. And many people asking me about the life in Yugoslavia. Every time when listen, Tito, who was the president of Yugoslavia, he was a dictator for sure. We cannot justify many things that he did. This is our new stop.
Yeah.
So, just like I told you, this river is Sava.
Okay.
Sava River.
Okay.
And this is Danube.
That side.
So this is Danube. Yes, exactly. Can you see right now?
Yeah.
There is one color change over there.
Yeah.
And this is the place where two rivers are joining together.
Okay.
Sava from this side and Danube from this side. And they're going together to the Black Sea, to Romania.
This coming from Hungary side, I think so.
Sorry?
Hungary? Hungary side?
Yeah, exactly. Danube is passing through the 9 countries. I found information which said that there is no any other river in the world that is passing through so many countries as the Danube. In the century of 7th, the city was white. Why? Because the Roman Empire was using the white stone to build the fortress. So that's the reason why when the Serbs arrived here, they saw like the white fortress, and it was like, okay, this city is white city. So that's the reason why it's Beograd, white city. I have to explain you about who was this guy. It's very important. So first we have to talk about the other wars that we had in the 20th century. Why? Because these stories are connected with this guy. So first war that we had in the 20th century, which was terrible for us, it was the first Balkan War that's happened in 1912. In that war, we made a union with Greece, Romania, and Bulgaria. Why? Because these countries were under Turkish occupation, just like we were. And we were like, okay, let's make a union. It will be easy to expel Turks from our country in that way. We made a union, we had an enemy in common, we fought against that enemy, and we finally liberated our country in 1913. Finally, Turks left Serbia in 1913. South part of Serbia. I told you that the rest part has been liberated by Knez Mikhailo. In the same year, 2 months after that, started Second Balkan War, where we fought against Bulgarians. Why? Because they occupied Macedonia. We said that it's our country, they said that it's their territory. We fought with Bulgarians for Macedonia, and we won that war. So we were the winners in the First Balkan War and Second Balkan War. His direction.
Okay.
So he's pointing to the Germany. Why? Because Germany in that time had a terrible reputation. Always Germany against us. In the First World War, in the Second World War, every time Germany against Serbia.
Okay.
So this is not just a statue for us. This is a statue number 1, definitely in Belgrade, and this is a symbol of Belgrade. Okay, so I told you that in the First World War we suffered a lot. I told you that we lost 62% of all man population. After First World War, there were many parts of Serbia without men. Only very few of men, young children, old people and women, because most of the young men have been killed in the war. 62%, can you imagine? It's a lot. And during that time, I told you that we had some allies that helped us. Italy, England, Russia, and especially France. How France helped us? With the soldiers, with the weapons, with the money, with the food, with the clothes, with everything, especially with the soldiers. And for that reason, we made the statue, which is here from the year of 1930, and which is saying, thank you, France. Thank you for your help. There is one phrase over there which is saying volimo Francusku kao što je ona volila nas, which means love France as the same way as France loved you. 1914, 1918. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
It was my big pleasure to show you my city today. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something.
Yes, we do.
I hope that you're going to recommend Belgrade to your friends. And thank you so much. If you have any other questions, if you forget to ask me something, send me a message on Guru. It would be my big pleasure to help you, okay? Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.